Hey guys, it's Maymay, and it's time for another one of our scripture art journaling projects. And today's scripture this week, which is week 18, is Psalm 23:6, and it says, "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever." And as soon as I read "dwell in the house of the Lord," I thought church. And I love a steeple. Like, my favorite thing are just classic beautiful steeples on churches. So I want to try something a little bit different. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. I printed this off of the internet. I just found this picture. I thought it was super cute. And then I found a bunch of different papers that I love the colors of. You know, I'm a fall autumn color girl. They're two-sided, so all these sides will work, I think, just depending on where we're going to use it. And I'm going to turn this into like a paper piecing pattern, or that's what I'm going to try to do. So I'm going to cut these pieces up like a puzzle so I can make little patterns to trace, because I want to paper piece this steeple onto the page. So what I'm doing basically is just deciding what pieces I want to be different colors, and that's what I'm going to cut out. Now my plan, my hope is that it all goes back together nice and easy and I don't get lost. But there's no promise that that will happen. Okay, so this piece is the roof. Take this white part off, like so. And my plan is to have this edge be to one side of the paper, so it'll actually fit all the way across the page. So there's this one. And then I want to get this piece off. Just like this. So then this piece will go here, okay? And then I want to take this piece here, just like so. I've never done this before, so we're going to see how this works. It may or may not do what I'm hoping for. I do like the paper piece though. I think it's neat to use different kinds of paper for different areas of the page. Okay, so there is the top portion. This piece and this piece and now this piece. Ooh, it's getting hairy. There we go. Alright, let's get this steeple out of here. Okay, so now I have all my puzzle pieces, and once I cut the base parts for the puzzle, I'm probably going to go back and cut some more pieces. Like, I'll cut this little arch out and cut this arch out, and I think I'm going to cut the trim out. But I'll do that after I do the base pieces first. This is what I'm going to use for my background of my page, so I'm just going to move that out of the way. That's just a big 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Now I'm going to decide what color I want my steeple to be. I kind of like this burgundy color for this, so I'm going to use that for that. And then this is going to be weird, but I like the pattern on this books, and I think that'll be cool for the roof, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm thinking this paler color for this and this to kind of bring those together. And then we'll use one of these for the little arches and the trim. So let's take these guys, and I'm going to trace them and cut them out. And I'm not going to make you watch me do that. You know how to do that. But I'm going to trace these guys onto the page and then cut them all out. Okay, so I've got all the pieces cut out. Can you see it's back to the steeple shape now? That took me a second to figure out. Now I want to do some trim work. I'm going to cut this little piece of trim, and I think I'm going to cut these little pieces. I'm going to do a bunch of little trim pieces, and then make these into patterns, and then cut those pieces out too, because I think it needs it to kind of give it the definition to look like a church again, because now it just kind of looks like blocks of color. So there's a piece of trim for there, and I'm going to do a piece of trim for down the side, just like this. I think that's enough, but I want to bring it this way too. There's that piece of trim. Then I'm going to get this piece. Which will go there, and then I'm going to get these little arches out. And then I'm going to do a piece for the top of that roof. This little peak here. So this one will go here. Alright, so now I'm going to pick the paper I want to do and cut those little pieces of trim out and apply them. I'm very tempted to use this music note side just because I think it'll look neat, because this piece I think is going to blend in. I'm going to do it. I'm using the music note side. So I'm going to trace these and then cut them out. So I have the whole steeple cut out here, and I'm going to do some embossing. I'm going to emboss this part, and I'm going to emboss the roof, and I think I'm going to emboss, let me move these little guys out of the way. It's a lot of little pieces to put together, but I think it's going to be cute when it's finished. Put all these guys out of the way, and I think I'm going to emboss these guys as well. So I picked two different folders, and I'm going to do the steeple and the roof with this honeycomb. I think that'll look cool. So here's the cuddle bug. So I have a A and a B plate. I'm going to take this steeple and put it inside my folder here. Just like that. I'm not going to stress too much about getting it perfect. Just like that. Put it onto the A and B plate, put a B on top, and then run it through. I like that. I think that'll give it some texture, some dimension. And I love to use embossing folders. So I'm doing the same thing with the roof. Take that guy out. That looks cool too. That was hard to see, but I know it's there. And now for the other pieces, I have this one that has these fleur-de-lis on them. I think that'll be cute. And I'm going to do those in that. Let me see if I can do them both at the same time. That would be neat. Almost. See, we're getting there. There we go. And we'll do this one. Alright, so this is going to be my background. It's this cream colored paper, and it's kind of a modelly cream it came from. It's like a variegated color. I think it'll be pretty in the background. I'll peel this off, the perforation. Okay. Now then, we'll set this like this so we can see everything really good. And I'm going to start inking things, mostly my fingers, I bet, because these are little. But let's get some Distress ink out. My fave vintage photo, so we'll use that. And I'm going to ink them all as good as I can. I want you to be able to see it, and I want there to be some definite differences between each piece. This color is not dark enough. I'm going to get a dark, dark color. I'm going to use this close to my heart cocoa. It's good and dark. I'm going to ink this dude. Yeah, now you can see that good. Okay, so everything is inked, and my hands are coated in brown ink, so I tried to clean that off as good as I could. And let me knock all this off the back. And you know what? I need to ink the edge of this paper. Let me do that too. There we go. Not quite so pristine. Alright, let's see. This piece I know is going to go just like this, or at least I hope it is, because I think... Nope, I can't do that. So we're going to bring it up here. Bring this piece here. Oh, I forget that that goes like this. Okay, we're getting there. So yes, I can bring this piece down here. Good deal. Alright, so I'm going to adhere this one down to get me started, because I think that'll help me in the process of knowing where things go. Since I know these straight lines go along the edges. This is kind of fun to do. It's like creating your own puzzle and artwork at the same time. And I'm going right to the edge of the page because I want it to be like the steeple is coming in from the side. There we go. Now let's put this guy on. Because I struggle with this piece. That's where it goes. So obviously I'm putting all the base pieces on first, and then I'm going to go back and put all the trim pieces on. Alright. I love the embossing. I think it looks really cool. It's probably really hard to see in video, but it looks really neat. Now this guy goes like this. Yep, and I'm going to have to trim him off because obviously when I traced him I didn't do real good, but I'm going to glue him down and then trim him. So I know I get him in the right spot. Let me trim this extra off real quick. So there's that piece. And now the steeple itself goes here. I'm really liking how this looks. Okay. Put that into place. That looks pretty cool, huh? Now let's do the trim work and see what it looks like with that. I think this piece goes here. Yes. Okay, so let's glue it. I love paper piecing. For me, this is like therapeutic. It's just like fun time. I guess it's like coloring, but with paper. Get it into the right spot. Did not get that in the right spot. Let's try it this way. Much better. Started from the wrong edge, obviously. Much better. Okay. Now these guys, one goes here and one goes here. Yep. Two down like that. And this little guy right over here. I like the texture from the music paper. I think that was good. Now this piece goes up here. Okay, then these two guys. This one goes over here. And this one goes over there. So hang on one second. Now I think it needs another piece. It needs a piece of trim right there, so I'm going to cut one real quick. I'm just kind of eyeballing this one. There we go. Alright, I'm going to ink it. And glue it down. Better put glue on here. You guys enjoying all this silence? I don't seem to be talking very much on this one. This one's got me going. Now I still feel like maybe some trim along here, maybe? I don't know, let me look in the camera. I don't know, I think that looks really good. I like that a lot. I think I'm going to stop at that. with the steeple. And then I'm going to do that trick I do a good bit with the darker marker. Not this one though. Let me see which one I've got to use. I'm going to take this marker around the edge. This marker's kind of drying out on me, but I think it'll be neat looking. Just to kind of give us some dimension behind there. As if the sun were coming from that side over there. So it's not just flat on the page. Do this side too, I think. Just not as much, maybe. This marker has so had it. I left it open on my table. Can you believe I did that? So now I'm just trying to make do with it. Oh, so sad. I've even been kind of wetting the dried out tip a little bit with this blender pen. And then if I do that, I get a pretty good dark line for a second. I'm going to have to replace this one because I use this one a lot. So there's that. Now it's time to do some writing. I want to do the writing in. Let me see what I've got. I'm going to use this brown marker that I got from the Dollar Tree. I really like the color, and I wanted to use brown for this. So now I'm going to write my scripture, but I got to go back to my cheat sheet. I always do. I have it here on my phone with me beside me, so here we go. This is surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And this is Psalm 23:6. And now, because of all this blank space, I'm going to go around and just do like little swirl lines around the edges and little dots, just to kind of give a little border of sorts. And that's it, guys. I love how that turned out. What do you think? I think it looks really good. And it is time to put it into our journal. So let me grab it out and open it to our page. Oh, and this is on a new side. So we get to go to this side this week. Very, very cool. So we'll glue this in. And there we go. It is all done. I love it. I hope you guys like it. I love this church. I may have to do this on a canvas because that was really fun. I think that would look cool hanging somewhere and even in a larger scale. Alright guys, thanks so much. Psalm 23:6. If you've never visited our scripture journal videos before, be sure to check out our Facebook page. I'll link that below for you guys, where you can get involved and do a scripture every weekend for a year. And this is week 18. Thanks so much for joining me. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.